In May 1945, Big Ben heralded news of victory. Its solemn toll soon gave way to the sounds of joy and relief. A people worn out by 6 years of war poured onto the streets to celebrate its end.
We may allow ourselves a brief period of rejoicing. Today is Victory in Europe Day.
The great Cathedral of Notre Dame as the French army...
Across Europe, the painstaking liberation of occupied countries, peoples and cities had come at a terrible cost. Millions of lives lost, industry and infrastructure reduced to rubble by what Adolf Hitler called total war. The devastation and brutality of the fall of Germany's capital was perhaps a fitting end to a war launched by its Nazi leaders. In Berlin, American, Russian and British troops met to divide the city, a sign of future confrontation and the division of Europe. Since 1945, May the 8th has been marked across the continent to celebrate the defeat of fascism and the return of peace. This year there were grand plans for parades and street parties for the 75th anniversary. But all that's been derailed by a new global struggle, this one against the coronavirus pandemic. Across Europe, city streets are deserted and hundreds of millions of people remain locked down while restrictions are cautiously lifted. There will still be speeches and moments of silence, but for the dwindling number of survivors, a much quieter commemoration than they had hoped for. By way of consolation, this British veteran finds echoes of wartime solidarity in today's crisis.
During the war, you spoke to people in the street that you didn't know. Now it's all happening again. The neighbour across the road came down, "Ken, is anybody getting your shopping?" It's back again. I don't know if it'll last. I hope it will.
The end of war in Europe redrew its map and for more than 40 years divided its people. It inspired new ideas and institutions that tried to rebuild economies, bind people together and prevent future wars. On Friday, millions will quietly remember the victory and the sacrifice of Europe's last great conflict. They will do so under the shadow of a different kind of deadly threat, against which victory still seems a long way off. Simon McGregor-Wood, TRT World.